Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Well, this is one of my now infamous, famous Tom Ford follow-up videos. Tom Ford releases collections, and I always say not interested, not going to get it, only going to get one part of it, not going to get the rest of it. And then I always get the rest of it and then do a follow-up video because I went ahead and got it anyway. That would be a really long title to a video. So let me just tell you that this is my follow-up to the Tom Ford Soleil de Feu Fiery Sun collection for this summer. I went ahead and picked up the Tropical Dust palette, which by now you've all seen because I tend to be really early with new releases, but with these Tom Fords, I always do this slightly behind the curve. I couldn't resist and had to buy it. So this is the Tropical Dust palette. As you know, there's also Island Haze as part of the Soleil de Feu collection. I wasn't interested in Island Haze, and I would love to know from those of you who have now purchased it, what made you decide to. To me, it looked a little too tame, but some of you might go, tame is what I was looking for. So, you know, I'd like to know that. The reason I say it's a follow-up is if you've been with this channel for a while, and I will link it below, early on when the collection was released, I went ahead and did one of the shades in the Glow Highlighter. This is the Oasis shade, a little bit more golden, a little bit less jarring. And I went ahead and did the Sunlight Lip, which in the video we found very pale. And today I am making much more wearable by adding in a Makeup by Mario liner. But all of that information will be linked below, including this original video. And at the time I said, that's it for me in the Soleil de Feu. I'm not going back in. And then, I was looking at this Tropical Dusk, and you know these rose shades get me. Now this is beautiful. We're going to look at swatches in two different lights and do this demo, the demo of this look you are seeing here. But first of all, in the pan, you will notice we do not have the embossed TF Tom Ford, which means though you can wear this formula wet or dry, your rules, your makeup, right? It is not the traditional wet-dry Tom Ford formula, but it is a lovely formula indeed. Let's go ahead and look at this on my arm in two different lightings. I have indeed put the highlight and the lipstick in as well, just for reference, even though we have already reviewed it. So here in studio lighting, on my arm first, the way it's laid out in the pan, is the Soleil de Feu Tropical Dusk. And then all the way over to the right by my wrist, we have the highlighter with that really concealery lipstick underneath it. That lipstick is going to need to be doctored up. I would think no matter who you are, but I would love to hear from some of you who bought the Sunlight Lip, how you are wearing it, or if it just didn't work for you. It's kind of a tough sell, to be honest with you. All right, let's take these shades outside into the warm California sunshine, see if they come alive even more for you. This Soleil de Feu Tropical Dusk palette is very subtle and very gentle, and for some of you I don't think it'll interest you, but it's so summery and beautiful, and I'm clearly a sucker for Tom Ford. I know it said down below in when I introduced the palette, but this is a $90 palette, so you gotta really want it and not suffer too much from buyer's remorse, which so many of us do. Can you really blame us? What I want to do now, I will already have the highlight and lip on because I've already demonstrated that in another video, but we are going to go and put on Tropical Dusk together now. You knew I wouldn't be able to resist. Stay right there. Okay, let's demo these little fellows. You could wear these wet or dry, but it's not the traditional wet-dry formula that always has the TF embossed in it, but there's no rules, it's just makeup. But I am going to use them dry today and do just a nice gentle look, and we have some Rephr brushes. So I'm going to start with this Rephr 27, and though this is a little bit of a shimmer shade right here in the top, I am still going to just put it all over the eyes. Already off camera, because I've already done that review, I went ahead and put on the highlighter and lipstick, one of the highlighters and one of the lipsticks, I should say, that go with this collection. Now the lipstick, you will note, probably, especially if you look back at my first review, I do have a liner on with, and that makes all the difference. On its own, the lipstick was kind of interesting in comments, just doing a little more here, really had people divided. Some felt that it was a really kind of retro sun glam, and others felt it just looked horrible. I think I was in the latter, just looked horrible camp. But with a we're going to go into this darker shade here in the bottom. Same brush, no need for brush laundry. With a liner, however, it comes alive a lot more. I don't think it's my favorite still, although I do agree it's kind of a bit of retro beachy glam, a little bit Bo Derek minus the braids. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Tell me in comments if you know who Bo Derek is. That's a really 70s. She had these kind of like cornrow braids and was in this movie called 10, was it? With Dudley Moore. It really like kind of captured that kind of late 70s, early 80s look. And I feel like that's very much what this lipstick is on its own. So it helps it a little bit with the liner. Okay, so those are those two shades there. Now I want to use same brush, why not? This beautiful pink shade. I did not, as I mentioned, get the other palette. I found the other in this collection to really be for someone with no makeup collection whatsoever in my eyes. That is not insulting to you if you bought it, as so many people collect these Tom Ford shadows. But to me, it was just too run-of-the-mill. And I know that you're going to say, isn't this one run-of-the-mill too? Yeah, I don't really have much of a leg to stand on with that argument, I have to say. So if you bought it, tell me what you think and what made you purchase the other, what made it unique for you. Okay, and I'm going to go under my eyes. I'm going to take this pink shade here. I really love that rosy shade. And just run that just under the eyes a little bit. That leaves us with this beautiful shimmer shade here. Let's see how this applies. It doesn't have a lot of color. It seems to be more of a topper, celestial shade, if you will. I wonder, though, if it would be pretty in the inner corner, so we're going to try it. I am glad that I picked this up because I do think it kind of makes the collection, so to speak. I don't know if I would have enjoyed the highlighter and certainly not the lip shade without it, but I think when you put them all together, they do kind of work for that really kind of retro, kind of summery vibe. But I don't know what you guys think. And you know, I'm so hit and miss with this Tom Ford. I'm not going to buy it, not going to buy it, not going to buy it, and then I buy it. But I know I'm not going to buy the other eyeshadow quad. So if you did, tell me what your thinking was there so that I can gain some knowledge with that. And do you feel that adding this eyeshadow helps with the other products as well? I'm just curious all around, and since I got it, I thought I would show it to you guys as well. But I want to know all your thinking. That's what makes us a community. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe. So when we hit 15,000 subscribers, we are going to schedule a live, probably sometime right after the 4th. I don't know when, and I will try to get a good time that works for as many people as possible, but the live will have all sorts of giveaways, and it will be a celebration of the community here, and I'm really excited about that. So do make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I know YouTube just recommends videos, but if you actually hit that subscribe button, we'll get to 15,000 faster and can schedule the live. I'm really excited about that. Come on over to Instagram and TikTok too, and give me a follow and a like there. And don't forget that you can become a bigger part of this channel by becoming a member or by giving super thanks. But just seeing you here makes me happy, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.